An historic moment for America, Clinton impeachment votes coming up.
The airstrikes go on, British planes in combat now.
Anger in the Arab world as the holy month gets underway.
And in the Premiership, Chelsea go top for the first time in 10 years.
Sky News live at 5 with Bob Friend and Fiona McDermid.
Good evening. Live at 5 begins tonight with two important and developing stories. In Washington, the House of Representatives is shortly to start voting on whether to impeach President Clinton. In Baghdad, the sound of anti-aircraft fire has been heard as Britain and America launch their fourth night of airstrikes. We'll bring you both as they continue during the evening.
And as we heard, Britain today put extra teeth into its threat to Iraq with the commitment of Tornado warplanes. The Defence Secretary said it meant that if Saddam Hussein didn't comply with the UN's requirements, we could do some ferocious damage to his military capability. Here's our diplomatic editor, Robert Moore.
The British decision to move 8 Tornado ground attack aircraft to Kuwait will provide added potential to launch bombing raids on targets in Iraq. It also reinforces Britain's strong, if distinctly lonely, political stand with the United States. They will form part of the build-up of forces on the ground and at sea. The US has brought a third carrier into operation. Some 400 warplanes are now poised to strike, all part of persuading Saddam that if diplomacy fails, the military option will be far more than just a punishment strike.
If he will not comply with the Security Council, if he will not agree to the weapons inspectors coming in, then we can do some ferocious damage to his military capability.
But diplomacy is still running its course in Baghdad. Turkish, French, Russian and Arab envoys, all trying to ensure that Saddam Hussein allows UN inspectors unconditional access. A military strike on his suspected biological and chemical weapon sites is no easy solution.
It leaves him enraged, intact with some weapons, and who knows what he'll do with those. We've seen him use chemicals before against Iran, against the Kurds, the Marsh Arabs, and he's used missiles against Israel and Saudi Arabia. He's totally unpredictable.
Only two key nations, the United States and Britain, are openly and publicly in favour of a possible military strike on Iraq. Kuwait offered logistical help today. It will be the base for British warplanes. And support in cautious Saudi Arabia appears to be strengthening. But France, China and Russia, permanent members of the UN Security Council, all remain firmly opposed to military action. Egypt, Jordan and other Gulf states have still to make their position entirely clear. The government is now saying it will seek to educate the public on the issues in the Gulf. That would seem to be badly needed, with a high-risk military operation looming and Britain and America standing together but alone in threatening the use of force. Robert Moore, News at 10 at the Foreign Office.